And we're going live because we're
I
here.
just sent you guys the TikTok. You don't have time to watch it.
We can
Oh,
all,
we
we
were
can all
pretending I'm
watch
not
it.
gonna mute myself and watch
It's
it.
just we're live. We're
Yes,
live.
we're live.
We're just talking about the extent of all the Try Guys drama, and I found a very good. I enjoyed TikTok where it's just the bit from The Good Place where it's like, is it actually the like? I have your For You page. Is it actually Try Guys drama? No, it is not. Like, with Janet.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw someone who edited the Try Guys most recent TikTok, and it was like when you go and fire the toxic person in your workplace. Like they edited the video to like it was that. I was like, oh,
oh fuck.
It's just where's all the other content? Like everyone's so obsessed. Anyways,
That's it. Nothing else happened today.
nothing else.
No other things. Nothing. No other things are even allowed. I say stop. Oh, you can't see it. I say
Stop, look, and listen.
I say
stop.
I say stop. In the hand of the mummy. Okay.
Oh my god.
I was trying prop humor because it was right in front of me, and
It's so tiny.
I do appreciate it.
Tech was not on my side for a moment. I'll fully admit that, but I'm hoping the humor got across in a timely fashion.
Right in my funny bone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Goodness.
Oh boy. All right. But we're here. We're all here this time. We made it. We did it.
No box.
We're doing it. What do you mean no box?
We have
you mean no square
no covering box.
Covering, is that what we call it? Is that the official word for it?
You guys let me out today?
The crate has been opened. The creature's released.
The crate, yeah, it's like one of those games where you get loot boxes, and today the loot box has become Sarah.
Ta-da! I know you didn't want me, but you got me.
My collectible.
I see the purple aura. That means you're a rare. Wow.
Made with real lead paint.
All from a wall from an old house.
My gosh.
I used to eat those as a kid.
Oh god.
I'm joking. I didn't.
But we're here. We're back in action. The whole gang together again, ready to smite. We'll do our intro and then we'll do a nice long recap because last episode was very complicated and very funny, and also Sarah missed it. So we'll give it a little recap of what happened last time. But first, let's get into who we are and what we're doing here. Spoiler, it's D&D. So welcome everyone to Iskar Academy. We are an elite school specializing in the training of the future heroes of our realm. Our 3-year program prepares you for leadership and networking opportunities across the 2 continents. Our professors have extensive training in their areas of focus and often real-world experience in combat. Located in scenic Caracat in the heart of the Eastern Continent, we know you have many options for your mandatory training, and we're confident you'll be happy for choosing us. Yours in adventure, Headmaster Isolda, the one and only. I am Alyssa, I'm your game master for today, and I'm joined as always by...
Me, Laura, and I am playing Lark. Me, the sorcerer healer.
Me,
Yeah.
Luna. Oh, there we go. Me, Luna, who's playing Moss, our rogue bard multi-class extraordinaire. At times awkward being, always a sasshole though.
I'm doing arms each time. and me, I'm playing. My name is Ian. It doesn't say on the screen right now, but my name is Ian. I'm playing as what says on the screen, Char Scree, your little kobold paladin who really you don't need to have a horse around him at all times.
Nice. And I'm Sarah, and I'm playing Tanzy Banks, your goblin monk who is 100% goblin. Should be kept in a closet somewhere. Yeah.
What's a half goblin like?
Oh, I don't know, but I want to meet one now.
Just a lot of cottagecore. Just a lot of short cottagecore people.
Slightly green.
Collect the rocks. What you mean? Has ever heard that audio where like they take the song Roxanne, but they cut it off?
Rocks.
That's a half goblin.
I'm
that
sorry.
audio.
I don't want to just point a finger at the event that just occurred. So I won't. So do you want to jump into a recap?
Yeah, let's jump into a recap. You seemed excited to tell everyone all about last week, so dive on in.
Goodness.
Dive on in.
Goodness. What started with a delightful picnic in the park after a party turned into an adventure in what's the word I'm looking for?
Horse politics.
Horse politics, but it's when it's like not horse revolution.
But it was.
Yeah, horse
Horse
revolution.
rebellion.
But it
They
was.
were
Rebellion.
trying to start a revolution.
Goodness, this is a specific word. It's gonna come to me in the middle of the stream, and I'm sorry if I interrupt the scene by yelling it out. But
Was there a lot of horsepower there?
there was not enough, actually, as we found out.
Oh, come on.
We had a wonderful letter dropped off for Lark from the lovely Professor Cal, who is requesting an audience by the stables when we got the letter, and we all joined
in the entry hall.
entry hall. Okay, and we went off to a nice little horse farm. Commonly used, friends of the school and friends of a lot of the nearby well, just even like military force, because I mean, hey, that's, people got to get horses somewhere. Turns out the previous owner who knew Cal, he died. Turns out the guy's son, Timothy, is a prick. Horse prison, horse abuse.
Horse jail.
The horse jail. There was horse jail. I'll bring that up again. We just, got a chance to speak with horses. Instead of
I missed
going
horse
there.
jail.
You missed horse
You
jail.
let me miss horse jail.
I
There
think
was a horse jail where they
You
kept
miss
the
horse
leader,
revolutions.
the leader of the
too.
horse
Yeah.
revolution, who was a horse named Fire Flash. He was
But
like, "I'll stamp you. I'll get ya."
elder horse, pineapple
Pineapple
cake.
cake.
The horses in our
chill.
group chat make a lot more sense now, I gotta say. There was just, for anyone who's not in the group chat, I just tuned in and there was just horse pictures everywhere with just names. No explanations.
You didn't need that. It was just to make
No.
you wonder.
It was the horse revolution, clearly.
Yeah, it was definitely that. That's exactly what you concluded when you saw those, right?
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Yep.
But push came to shove, and I'm guessing what really was a push and a shove to Mr. Tim, the horseman. A plan was devised to bring back his sister, who was also attending Iskar Academy. Was it Vivian, I believe it was? And with that, we actually succeeded in doing what we were trying to do in getting Laura a horse. A beautiful black beauty named Midnight. And I think that's pretty much the whole whole episode. Is that fair? Does that wrap it up? Anything I miss?
Nope.
Yeah, so we came home with Midnight. Oh, our son, or why do I say our son? It's because I named the horse Jules. And I'm like, that's our son's horse. But anyways, he took our son's horse. So now Cal has a beautiful horse as well. We are not sure whether or not he paid for them if he took them.
None of us asked.
Does not matter.
Nobody asked, and he did not
check
tell
the
you.
receipt. Yeah.
That is the
There
price
was
that
not
he
a
pays.
receipt.
It was
He asked
store
them
credit,
for
okay?
the receipt in the
Store
bag, and it's not there. And that's all there is to it.
You cannot
That's it.
return these horses now.
That's all we got.
Crap. Clearance horses? God damn it.
You can't return this one.
Final sale.
Although actually you kind of can't return these horses, but not because of anything about the horse. It's because of it's just because like you can't bring the horse back there in good faith. Like the
That'd be
horse
bad.
you'll feel so guilty if you send that horse back. You know what I mean?
After
Like, you
knowing?
just
Yep.
yeah, you just can't.
Horse is family now.
But yeah, so yeah. Oh, and you made friends with Sean, who is the horse trainer who's currently there, and he's gonna take over basically making sure all the horses are taken care of, and you guys are gonna keep checking in on him. Wink.
Intermin, yep.
Threatening him from time to time, as you're off to do. Heroes and the like. So yeah.
Fall into the light category.
Yeah.
Do you feel like heroes? I think you should feel like heroes. Like a hero.
Wink.
Similar to a hero.
Wink wonk.
In the world of
Wink wonk.
understand. Okay, so I'm gonna say we're gonna start today's game with the group of friends arriving back on campus. So everybody is riding these two horses, a black and a white horse, and they're all on top, 2 and 2. And you just, I guess, ride by Tanzy, or Tanzy comes in, meets you in the stables to see what's going on with all these new horses. They're big, like war horses. Like they are strong, like they're big boys. They're big boys. So yeah, you ride into the stable and start dismounting, and there is our favorite friend, Tanzy.
Whew. Hi, Tanzy. You missed a lot.
Hi. Yeah, so you got horses? You got horses and you didn't get me a horse with my horse.
We can go back and get more horses,
No.
which I think is a great idea anyway.
No. I'm actually curious what sprung this
I'll abstain
quest?
from getting a horse. I think I'm good.
Well,
Hey.
Cal, do
Lark
you want?
wanted a horse.
Yeah. Well, that how's
I
good.
wanted one.
That explains it.
Cool.
I
All right.
wanted one, and now I have one.
All right.
Wait. So
Works with me.
question. I just realized. I look over to Cal. Did we pay? Did you pay for this horse? Was gold spent?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm not worrying about it for the sake of paying a person that we morally disagree with. How does Lark keep getting away with not spending money? I have spent, really, it's not a whole lot of money, actually. I'm not angry. I'm actually impressed. All right.
She got a sugar daddy. I don't know what to say. I mean, do you have connections with anybody who has a powerful ability?
Well, I know someone with powerful pull. Me with the kobolds. That's that. It's not useful here, but I'll live.
Well, maybe you should just date someone who's rich or has a rich parent.
Or powerful.
And I was gonna pay for the horse.
You're not going to pay for the horse. He
See,
says,
I was going to.
you can buy horse clothes.
She's just gonna make them, right? Like, she's not gonna actually buy
We
them.
gotta go to the trash pile.
Your horse looks at you like, trash pile? What's all this?
Well, like, we recycle because it's good for the environment.
Yes, I like to call it upcycling, to be honest, because we pick the trash up out of the ground and out of the bins and things, and then we make it into better stuff. And you can wear it then and use it or sell it. We haven't got there yet.
Everything I'm wearing used to be
Used
somebody's
to be garbage.
trash. Used to be garbage.
One man's trash, another man's potpourri.
Apparently. Yeah, Midnight drops it. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
You'll
no,
see. You'll see. I'll make some pillows.
You guys can, find a stable for them, I guess. Get them settled. Yeah.
I'm gonna let Midnight pick. Like, which one do you
Yeah.
like? Corner one, middle one,
He will
and
pick one of the ones near the end. He's a quieter horse, likes to have time to himself. Thoughtful. Yeah. As you guys are putting horses away, just kind of chatting generally. Well, actually, did you wanna talk about Aqua, Ian, or shall I introduce the next plot point? I don't want to cut you off.
Well, I don't think there's really too much to bring up around Aqua at this time. We had the party. If actually, you know what? Just as a little blanket over the scene, since we didn't want to do too much big plot until we had our full crew. When we were all last together and had our big old party at the lake, Char touched the water of the lake, which, flashback a few episodes, we found out that Aqua, the dragon, the young dragon living in the lake, also Char's, girlfriend, pretty much girlfriend at this point. I don't know, not officially asked out yet, actually, still. I'll throw that out there.
No, I thought you guys said that you guys were both like that.
Well, I think I said love before we even asked each other out.
Say love before you asked
Which
her
is
out.
actually a big red flag I'll throw out there.
To be
Char
honest.
is a red flag.
They've been this close for a semester plus, so it's like
Yeah. Well, I mean, she asked if there was something more to their relationship than friendship, and he said yes. So that's where they are in the relationship world.
that's a better summary than I would be able to do, because Aqua flusters me as a character and a player.
What? She flusters you as a person?
I love dragons.
Okay.
We found out that Aqua's mom is Veradox, the fucking dragon school's headmaster. What the fuck? That she would be able to detect Lady Aquila, as her full name is, her scent on Char if he got in the water, which technically did. And we were worried that she was going to be, up in arms. But end of that night, after that party, Char waited, everyone left, and nothing else happened. Char and Aqua breathed, I'm guessing would say, breathed a sigh of relief. And
yeah, everything's probably fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing happened that we know
They
of.
breathed on each other. I was like, that's
They
cool.
That's all
were
that
standing there
happened.
just
They
going,
breathed on each other.
Putting their muzzles together.
Oh,
Muzzle
little
kissing.
snootin'.
My snoot is so tiny compared to dragon snoot. Wow. And that's just where we left off, just so I can, make sure that is known. But there's nothing to really go over too much at this time yet. I'm cool with going to the next plot point with that being explained, per se, if you will.
Excellent. So Char is in no danger whatsoever. No one should make an assumption he's in any danger. That wouldn't make any sense. It'd be very confusing. But yeah, you guys are chatting, hanging out, and a familiar person comes into the space, and this is our good friend. Why can't I remember her name? Hang on, I'm very stupid. Veera. Veera walks in.
Hey, Veera.
Hey, and she just kind of looks between you all, and yeah, just kind of lets it hang.
Horses. That's all we got. Yeah.
Oh, they're nice. And she pats one, she doesn't quite get horses. I mean, I prefer sea turtles personally, but
wait, you can ride sea turtles?
of course you can ride sea turtles if they like you. It's all over. This is an aquatic game between dragons and sea turtles. It's all over.
God damn it.
Water wings.
You did this yourself now.
I can't wait for my cloak.
I won't be able to get in.
Considering that Moss is not the most aquatic being, she's just in awe of you can ride sea turtles. This is great.
Desert lizard here. So all right. So I'm not alone here. Horses are terrifying, and I jump down. Right, Veera. Horses are scary. High five.
Well, I mean, she high fives. She's like, I mean, I don't think they're scary exactly, but they are pretty big. I mean, if they wanted to kill you, they probably could. Right?
All it takes is a good kick to the head.
It just crush your bones. Your bones would just be little brittle bits under it, just snapping and crackling.
Or, puncture, break a rib and it punctures your lung. That's another.
So
yes, internal bleeding. You could always die from that too.
So,
There's hemorrhaging, being thrown.
well, we had a quote from a passing by of a fighter's class, I think, and then a barbarian of the bones being crushed, and then was that Lark? Was that survival? I heard tips of about like the hemorrhaging and bone and you know puncturing. Horses are scary. I need breath. This is hot and
Well,
sweaty.
most
Second
things are scary.
tier stuff.
Like you know, most thing could hit you hard enough to cause any of those. So
I remember
Yeah, like a
Lore Club.
tree. You're like, yeah, you could die from a tree, you know? Anything scary in life if it tries hard enough.
I like that you're all just
What
making
was-
Art even more terrified.
Can we go back just for 1 second to the chat last week when we were trying to name our group? And I have it written down at the very top of my post-it note. And I just want to go back to Lark and the Irresponsibles, and that is what's going through my head right now. Just so you all know.
yeah.
a
Also,
great
if
band
anyone in the
name.
chat has come up with any other ones, you know, make us laugh. Put them in the chat.
Dark and the Irresponsibles is a really good team name.
That is the current one to beat
It does.
for
it does,
Lark.
it does capture the
Really
energy
working.
of your team.
Yeah. Sure do.
Yeah. So she's
Or Emu Crew. Sorry, those are the two that
or the
spark
emu-
joy in me. The Emu Crew.
Yeah. I love that.
one or the other. One or the other. So yeah. So Vera's like chatting with people, but you can tell there's something kind of. There's some reason she's here. Like she's kind of, you know, that awkward kind of pause people get sometimes when they're like waiting to say something, but they're waiting for the right moment. That's what she's doing right now.
Yeah. Actually, how many other people are in here?
I'm gonna say it's late enough in the day that it's probably just you guys. The last people-
Also, is Cal still here? Because I don't know if she wants Cal.
That's a good question. She does not want Cal here, so I'm gonna say that he's gonna go. There's another stable, let's say, for the professor's horses, for the the special mounts. It's closer to their dorms in case they have to ride out in the middle of the night. Very convenient. So he'll say goodbye to everybody. He gives Larga a kiss and tells her that he'll make potatoes for breakfast tomorrow. Have
Horses and potatoes.
Oh no, he's gonna make latkes. There you go.
Oh.
No, Jewish potatoes. Yes.
Fuck yeah, crispy motherfuckers.
Best thing ever.
Yeah. So in character, Lark has that reaction. Fuck yes.
Judaism is a thing in this world. Hmm.
Why not?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So he sees himself out. So yeah, she's just kind of hanging out.
Okay, that's over. Yeah. So what's up? Were you going to go for a ride or something? Like, what brings you to the stable?
No, I don't actually even know how. But she like stumbles to what she wants to say. It's obviously a very irregular person. She's a bard. She says, "My family contacted me a few weeks ago and asked me to do something for them. Just when you saw me at the bar, and I don't know what to do."
Is it something you want to do or not want to do?
That's complicated. I want to help my family, of course. But I mean, I guess I thought if I was here at school, I'd be free of the things they needed me to do for a while. But that's not the case.
Do you need help doing that?
If I don't know, I feel selfish to ask.
How is that selfish?
because this isn't your family drama. And it has implications.
Ooh,
And
what
I
kind of
should-
implications?
I should just stop beating around the bush. The thing that my family wants me to do is spy on someone.
I thought you were gonna say
Okay.
Moida.
I was about to say, like, okay, who we're spying on? 'Cause
Like,
that's-
I'm down to murder somebody.
yeah, like, I'm
Right,
also down to
that's
spy on someone. Like,
easy.
No,
remember who you're talking to.
no. It's
Just kidding, just kidding. So spying.
well, what? I know it's a lot for us to ask. But what are the details behind that? Because it's whether or not you want us to help. That's another thing. But
I don't really have anyone else to ask. I mean, I could ask Anya, but I don't know. She's just having so much fun, you know? And she doesn't need to get pulled into this stuff. But you guys seem to like getting into trouble, kinda.
I wouldn't say like. It just happens.
It is a not unwelcome thing. Like, it's not like we're automatically like, you know.
You know, I'm full of happy accidents.
Exactly, that too. So, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean-
yeah, and you guys don't have to do anything. Sorry, you don't have to worry about
No.
it.
No, you're
No,
our friend.
Yeah, what are friends for if not to help you spy on people and get doit and possibly do some damage and whatnot? We're great for that.
Okay. Well, I guess I will lay it out. But obviously this is pretty secret. So if you can, keep it quiet.
Should we
Probably get me killed if you tell the wrong person.
Should we go somewhere more private?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Where?
Well,
I kind of want to say off campus.
Yeah, we can go to I don't know. I feel like the bars are so populated with students right now.
Yeah. Maybe just near the lake? Question mark?
I know that there are smaller, less walked paths to the lake. We could make our way down there, and they're not really monitored either, from what I've heard.
Yeah, we'll be stealthy. We'll do a little stealthying down there.
Okay. Yeah, we can go down by the water. Sure. Lead the way.
And we can talk as we go as well too. So I just want to make sure that you are comfortable with telling us this.
As
like,
comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say as you guys are walking, you actually find that like on the way to the lake, there's like a wildflower field, and the nice thing about it is that there's like nowhere to hide. Like there's no trees where anyone could be listening. So it actually ends up being a pretty good kind of place to start the conversation. So Veera says, so my family is really closely tied with the new government of our continent, and specifically providing information, a lot of information that we get from the other continent. So we pretty much everyone in my family goes undercover across the lake.
Wait. Weren't you raised? Or was that a cover?
That's everyone's cover.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not entirely a cover either. People do tend to open up a lot more after things.
Aftercare.
Yeah. So if you want to get information from a rich diplomat, being charming and sensual and making them feel good is a really good way to make sure they tell you what we need to know. And that's kind of what everybody does.
It's
And
actually very smart. Like, that makes sense.
so there's always kind of an assumption that when I finish school here, I would do that too. I would go to the other continent and have to lie to pretty much everybody about who I am, because if they find out about us,
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, you know, I could like make you up some new papers or something that
Yeah,
say
like-
you're not exactly who you are and give you like a fresh start.
but then I wouldn't be able to see my family again.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, right?
There's I don't want to tell you there's ties worth severing wherever you go, because that's very sad. and you know, trying to keep in good spirits is a good way just to keep a good headspace. But the people you care about can treat you poorly or use you in ways that aren't right for the position you hold for them. I know you
But
love your family.
It's not even like I entirely disagree. I mean, the information we get saves a lot of lives. Like, we've been able to predict troop movement and new weapons and save so many people. It's a noble cause. One of my sisters went missing, and they think maybe somebody found out, and they want me to follow up on her mission, and I guess I thought I had more time.
Wow.
Well, if your sister's missing, I mean, I know I'm down to help you find her, finish this mission, whatever you gotta do.
I mean, she would want me to finish the mission first, but I'm worried about her, obviously.
So I
Your
guess my
sisters would
question
be
is,
more
what is
important.
your mission? Like, the one you want to take? Is that finishing the mission or finding her?
I don't know if we do find her, if she's still alive, she'll try to do it again. She's not going to leave it unfinished, but I don't know. I'm just really worried about her and worried about failing. And if they already suspect someone's been spying, they're going to be looking for someone else. They're going to be expecting someone to come and try to get her out or to find the information she was looking for. And depending on how much they know, they might know exactly what she was trying to find out.
How about this? We get to the bottom of what we need to get to the bottom of. You are now given your mission now to take over for where your missing sister was. And in doing so, that'll open that door to get her back.
Mm-hmm.
Now looks around at the field. If it's somebody at the school, if it's somebody that we already are aware of, have contact with, anything like that, I don't know the lengths of what people have available because my world keeps opening up more and more every single day.
I guess, who is it? That'll inform whether or not it's something we can feasibly help you out better with.
Please tell us.
If you, yeah.
Well, as far as I know, the information that they want, it's tied to the artificer teacher here, the one who makes the weapons. I don't know if you know him at all, though. I don't.
Masha starts maniacally laughing.
I don't
She
have
she
any
finds this
artificer
hilarious.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's a great friend, actually. Yeah, why linked him? Why? Who? How? Why?
I mean, technically, it's not about him. It's that someone's trying to take him.
I'll take him. We
Well,
can't let that happen.
He invented firearms. The other continent wants him bad.
Makes
I've
a
been
lot of
trying to
sense.
keep an eye out. Like, obviously this is a long-term strategy. But yeah, she was watching somebody in Karakat, and then we were supposed to meet up, and she didn't come, and then you saw me, and I was flustered, and then I got a message saying that she never turned in again. So if they found out she was tracking them, they might have just killed her, or taken her, or any number of things. But he's valuable. I mean, if they could get him to make weapons for their side, it would change the flow of the war.
So how do students keep a teacher out of the hands of another continent that's attempting to steal him and his work to put forth their own work?
I don't know. I don't even know who it is exactly. I mean, I assume it would be somebody who works or goes to school here, maybe even someone who's a staff member or something, but they'd have to have access to him.
Could it be? I do like a really dramatic like grab at everyone else.
She's like, could it be what?
Yeah, what could it be?
You know.
Oh,
Oh,
See, I did good there. I didn't just void
You
out the
did.
voids.
You did.
I think
the
You
lead
did
master.
it! If I gave inspiration, you'd have inspiration.
The lead master.
so. I guess she's cushy with her current station right now, so I'm not sure how helping the other side would improve that. It's possible, like, if someone high up gets murdered, that she could rise even further, but
Yeah, there's a lot more to life than being a headmaster, right?
yeah.
So
But I'm just trying to figure out what's her motivation. And also, if that was the case, I think she would have done that easily, considering how easily she sees things.
Well, and if I'm honest, and she kind of like looks around like she's looking for some kind of scrying. I mean, she made him disappear, right? I mean, we all collectively know that, right? Like, it had to be her. For those watching or not sure, she's saying basically Cardamom went missing. It had to be her, right? Like, we all agree is whatever happened to Cardamom.
there's
Okay, also, like, Lark has a theory that that person is now the dog. So, like, just if that makes you laugh a little bit.
Dog?
The dog.
yeah, 'cause
Impossible.
she has a dog.
She has a dog?
Yeah.
I have tried to avoid her as much as possible, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so Lark has visited her once, and I got called in once. So.
Hence,
Oh,
you guys liking Danger Thing.
do I? Oh, also, if I start showing up to class consistently, like on time, and like don't skip at all, there's something very wrong. Just so you know.
That's deeply worrying. Okay.
I want to. That would be very worrying. I almost didn't. Well, if you're just gone from anywhere, I think that's gonna be where if we find
Well,
you
like,
in a class,
Well,
it's more.
the thing is, if I start showing up consistently, because I was threatened that
yeah,
that
yeah.
there would be a way. So, like, yeah, no, there's something wrong.
So to
Breaking things.
think back to. Look at Veera just like picking up like a pocket watch that just broke.
It's okay, I can fix it. It's my little standee for making wax seals, and the top popped off. But I can fix that. I can fix that.
Good.
It
Very
just
good.
will take me a different time.
Uh-huh.
Continue. Sorry.
So if we're trying to focus on Arda's safety and what motivations there would be with having him, removed here for the other continent. We need to consider each layer of these things, where not necessarily who we're looking out for, but the motivations of all the parties at play. Because Leadcaster.
She's a
Can we
bitch,
just-
she
can we
called
just-
me into her office,
Can we
like,
just get
I'm
her
just,
code
Moss is going
name
on a
and
rant
number?
to, like, just draw off the scent.
The head of the Hydra, I guess. Or I don't know.
She's, can I, like, do, I don't know, an insight check or something to figure out if she tuned in? Although there is a whole competition happening right now. Like, she's probably focusing on the other
She is still
headmasters.
hosting some of the other headmasters, so you're probably not
Yeah.
the priority right now,
Yeah.
but
So,
But also,
Who knows?
we are kind of known for doing some weird shit, so, like...
I feel like she also looks past it sometimes more than she should. So maybe this is like she's either on high alert or is like, I'm not looking at these guys right now. So
Right?
who knows?
she's like, oh god, they're back with Tanzy, never mind.
She just tunes it down at that point.
Like turns it down.
Yeah.
We still haven't, like, come up with a solidified code name, and I think that would make life so much easier.
I'm just gonna say her.
Yeah.
Her. Even if it's not the right grammar. If her motivations are in alliance with, are lined up with the continent that we're currently on, the other continent is supposedly her enemy. But people in these type of positions of power are very easily persuaded in ways to give what profits best to them, and so we don't even know if someone's going to be like a bidding on his employment rights in quotes, or his contract, whatever he may be under. But we're also going to have to worry about legitimate abduction. So do we know if there's any intent behind how this is working at the moment? Do we know if we're worried that somebody is going to kidnap a professor versus if somebody internally is going to sell him off like cattle?
I mean, based on the way they usually act in situations like this, they'll find some way to draw him off campus. He's probably pretty safe under her protection. But if he leaves campus, it would be pretty easy to grab him and ship him away. I mean, Caracat is close to the coast. It's not even that far of a trip.
So he could technically be gone in one night or something.
Basically.
So make sure he stays on campus. Make sure he doesn't go into the other Trials of Athon events.
How do we stop that from happening? Also,
but
if
is
we're not
Isolde
here,
going to those events? Because if Isolde...
but just because she's going doesn't. Oh God.
Moss would like to make a stealth check and hide in shame and frustration.
I feel like we need to do like a wisdom save every time one of us accidentally says
Yep.
it.
I'm
Whether
gonna
or not the
start-
character did it.
I'm doing
Yep.
aerobics.
She's-
Yep.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20 on stealth.
Yes, and stretch and you limber out. You remember, pull your spine out as far as you can. You want to hear the pops.
Pull your spine out as far. What is? Sorry. Side point. Continue.
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah,
Uh,
Moss
you were
disappears into the flower field.
Oh. And she's gone.
But yeah, I mean, it would be pretty easy to do so, but it's in her best interest to keep him here, obviously. Like, I don't even know how she managed to get him to come here. I mean, every school wanted him. And, I mean, Iskar's not bad, but we're not the best.
She probably just scared him into it. I mean, if you've met her and you've met him,
So what, she just, like, told him he was gonna work for her and he did it?
that
Huh.
kind of tracks with.
Well, if that's true, that's kind of even worse. If he's that easy to manipulate, like, one of us could make him do whatever we wanted.
Looks at
Why
Tanzy.
are you all nodding? Why are you all nodding though?
You're just not wrong.
How do you know I'm not wrong though? It seems like there's some previous experience here that I'm unaware of.
Oh, I mean, he he built a weapon for Tanzy for no reason other than she told him to.
Yeah, we're best friends now.
Wait, artificer teacher made you a weapon.
We worked on it together. It was a good project.
Don't touch
Look, you want
it.
to see it? And I'll pull it out.
Don't
You
touch
are
it.
an artificer. Why would? Okay.
What?
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Why
It's
touch it?
scary. No, you don't need to touch it. Veera, you don't
need
have
to
to.
touch it.
It's very safe, I promise you.
Is this 2-1? Don't touch it. What does Lark say?
Would I lie to you, Veera, if it wasn't safe?
It's not that it's unsafe. It's just
Gary.
it's scary.
Oh, it's scary.
Okay. Yeah. No. She's gonna touch it with the. It's scary. She's curious. She touches the hammer, and her eyes kind of go wide for a second, and then they kind of like relax, and she just holds it for a second, and you get that look that people get when they're talking in their brains that weirdly happens a lot here because so many people have psychic abilities. And then she lets go and she says, "Sorry, he made you that?
Yeah. Isn't it special?
Why does he talk?
I don't know.
What do you mean you
does.
don't know? Didn't you ask him?"
He doesn't really speak that much about that kind of stuff. You know, we talk about other things. I showed him snails the other day. He loved that. You know, poured some soup on him too. He loves soup.
Oh my god, all I can imagine is I was
think
watching the new Thor movie, like Thor Love and Thunder, and there's the bit where he pours the beer over it.
It's just a
and
montage of me and my great club.
No,
But,
I think
chunky
she
chicken
meant,
soup.
did you talk to Arda about why it talks?
Yeah, that's
Not
what she-
how often
Oh,
you talk to the
no.
club.
Oh, just no. That's yeah. Sorry, I thought you were gonna add more, but that's it. Just no.
Just no.
I thought you said you poured soup on Arda, and I was like, how'd you get away with that?
You might just walk up to like the artificer teacher, pour soup on his head, and walk away.
Hey.
What fucking power move?
You like soup, don't you? Oh!
Oh shit!
Oh, this gazpacho's supposed to be hot, cold?
Oh,
I think
put it the
when we went back to Arda, I think we were gonna mention that about the talking, but then I think we accidentally started threatening him. It's a funny story. But I think we got sidetracked and didn't end up asking why
No.
it talks.
That's exactly what happened. You're right on.
So
Yeah.
maybe we should all go talk to him, just see what happens.
Well,
I guess if you already have a connection with him, it wouldn't be as suspicious. I figured I'd keep my distance just so if someone was watching, they wouldn't see that I was checking in on him, you know? But he's already been talking to you.
Yeah, I go bug him a lot. Sometimes he'll just like walk away from me and I'll just follow him. It's good.
I've been meaning to say, you shouldn't just follow, well,
Don't follow people?
no, you can, just,
Be
In
louder
this
so they
situation,
know
it's
I'm
probably
there.
great that she does this.
yeah, it's a moral thing, and now given these circumstances, I don't want to say no, so
It's company from a distance, kind of like
You know,
having like a
Context
or a
and
dog, right?
situation's important.
Yeah.
The buddy
Well-
system. She's helping keep the buddy system on.
well,
You know, sometimes he gets lonely, I think. You know, he's been alone for most of his life, and I think he enjoys it, to be honest.
is he alone?
What do you mean?
I mean, he,
Like, does he have friends?
Friends, people deeper than that, family.
Well, from what I've been watching, I mean, his students seem to really like him. They spend a lot of time just kind of working together. Like, he tends to work in the communal spaces, even though he has his office. I know that one of his students, someone he mentored, also teaches here. she teaches sorcery. So they're close. They spend a lot of time together. And then obviously Enris spends time with them because he's connected. But that's everyone I've really seen. He doesn't really talk to any of the other professors besides her.
Okay.
Melker
I can just hang out with
sometimes, but
Kaylin.
he's
though. It wouldn't be
just the
weird.
sweetest man ever. So
That's true. It's very
everyone
true.
talks to Melker.
Yeah, it's. I feel like I haven't had his class in decades, but I see him like every week, and I could go on. I could go on about that.
Char could ramble about how great his teacher is all day.
I could.
Melker's a sweetheart. I get it.
So Veera, we have the means to keep an eye on him where you can't be that close, as strange as that may be. But do you need eyes elsewhere as well?
I mean, as long as he's on campus, he's safe. As long as we can keep him here, right? It's the idea that he'd leave or go somewhere without telling anybody that worries me.
Okay.
I mean, for him, this is probably not that big of a deal. Like, he's been inventing cool shit for years. Like, he probably is always at risk of being kidnapped. But that's why it worries me that he's just gonna treat it like it's no big deal. But this isn't like schools arguing about who gets to have him. This is like being taken for a war effort and used.
I mean, do you think that maybe keeping him here is really like the best spot for him then?
I mean,
I know it's his decision in the end and everything, but like,
I don't know. I still don't get why he's here, to be honest. If I were him, I wouldn't be here. But I also wouldn't have created the things he created, so I guess that's a moot point.
Well, we can go ask him and find out.
Yeah,
I think you could ask him to stay on campus. Like, I don't know.
Well, we can ask him to stay on campus to help with projects that we've all been suddenly motivated to start with him because Tanzy's weapon is really cool. We want something similar.
Yes, and that it's very dangerous suddenly to leave campus, and if he leaves, his feet will fall off.
Well, I'm
Wait,
not
what?
sure if he'll...
I'm practicing this new spell. I'm gonna cast it on you. If you leave campus, your feet will fall off later.
Maybe we don't want to accidentally intimidate him again. Just an idea.
Fine.
No,
I mean, it worked. I'm just saying.
It did
it
work.
was. That's
But it wouldn't
something-
be weird. And also, I might see him in a more casual context than with his friendship with Kaylin. So,
That's true. As long as we don't.
is there going to be an awkward moment where I'm at dinner and like he's just going to be a guest at dinner? And I'm just going to be like,
It's just like a weird dinner where it's like I'm trying to think like what's the so like Lark is invited because she's one of Kaylin's students, and then there's like Arda who brings along Tanzy, and Moss is there with Enris. And...
What the fuck is this?
Char is just there.
Dinner or something?
just showed up.
Hi, I was alone, and it was scary because the lights went out. Hi.
Oh,
Well, no, it's actually scary when the lights go on, but that's
Like really
that's,
bright. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story. And I love this dinner, and then it just keeps going on.
Like I'm just imagining that.
I just want to make sure we don't go overboard, because I anything that we could do that would make him either want to leave if we're too needy, I don't want to manipulate him. I don't want to. We just have to be careful with how we approach, even though I trust us to, be us.
Paladins. Oh.
I honestly think going under the guise of being interested in working on weaponry is the best way to go. It maintains student-teacher relationship. It's not that weird with the requests that have already been made by Tanzy and Lark.
He wouldn't have to, like, go to the city to get resources
Anything.
or...
And also making things
no,
takes
that's a
time.
question. That's a question. Would he have to...
They provide everything unless it's special. And even then
That's
we
the
would
best
know
way to
about it.
get.
He'd say, hey, I need to get this specific thing. And
But
it
would
would
he
just
tell us that before he left?
I mean, I don't know why he would. I mean, unless he knows you guys are watching out for him, he wouldn't have a reason to tell you where he's going, right?
with how anxious he is, I'm afraid of letting him know because he's just gonna spill beans if he feels intimidated.
But then he won't leave. So as long as he doesn't leave, technically, if he spills the beans around here,
If we traumatize him enough, he'll do what he
if
wants
you just
and he'll be safe.
That's
You're not
kinda-
wrong.
the one.
I was trying to avoid that because I don't want to traumatize someone. If we
I
don't.
also am afraid that if he's being watched by others, they will go to more drastic measure if he starts spilling the beans here.
Yeah.
The point is still supposed to be that campus is safe, right?
Yes.
This is the most vulnerable time it's ever going to be. Even if we have other schools here, other supervision, this is the time where people come out of the woodworks. This is when we're going to start seeing people in the commotion of the trials, of having other schools, the activities. What time is it?
Looks up at the sky. Is it later in the day at this point?
Yeah, you
dusk?
guys arrived kind of as the sun was setting, so yeah, it's definitely like kind of like comfortably dark. You know,
Moss is catching fireflies as we talk.
there's fireflies out here. There's lots of bugs out here.
I'm probably trying to catch them with them in my mouth, like, ow!
No,
You
don't
could
do that.
full of delicious honey. No, that's not how it works.
So, Veera, we all take turns babysitting each other somehow. I don't know how it happens, but there's a day where we're all, like, maybe wanting to watch over everyone a little bit more. And I kind of am fighting the urge to bite these fireflies, too.
Don't
It's very
kill the
difficult.
fireflies. They have
you seen
enough
the-
predators.
I open my mouth and I hand you a
Fighting, like,
firefly.
water. That's
I
what
like
I'm
start
saying.
blowing off the firefly so that its wings dry off and it can escape.
Sure.
Like,
You can use Druidcraft for that, let's say.
yeah. It's like you can make gusts of winds with Druidcraft. Like I dry it off so its wings still work.
It's called drying winds.
Yeah.
Where's Arda now? Do you know?
I would
Um,
hope in his quarters.
Yeah, I mean, he still teaches every day, so up until classes are done, but he's been here all day on campus at least. He was working in the shop last time I saw him before I came to see you guys. That's how I saw you guys ride up, actually. I was keeping an eye on it and then saw you. But yeah, I don't know, he didn't leave campus today, but he could leave, I guess, after classes are done for the day, or generally speaking on Sundays, I guess.
Okay, so what's the next step on our side? What besides watch over him? Of course.
What would you recommend, I guess? Like we've thrown out some ideas, but
I mean, I think honestly, if you guys could talk to him and get a sense of if he knows anything, like, I mean, maybe they have tried to make an attempt since my sister went quiet. Maybe he does know something. I think maybe getting more information from him would help. I don't know if you guys want to intimidate him or not.
Well, we can start off with not intimidating him, and then if it doesn't really work, then we can do the intimidating.
Can I roll insight on Veera to see if she's being truthful with her intentions?
Sure. I love it. Picasso.
Very close to a 1, but that was a 19, 21 on the die. 21
Oh,
total.
okay, I
21
gotcha.
total.
You just want to know, like, is she trying to find out what he's doing for the reasons she said?
Yeah, is she being forward with us with what she's asking, like in sincerity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as you can tell, she is. If she really is part of like this guild or whatever, that works with the government, then she probably has a lot of reason to do the things she's saying she wants to do.
And she's not just the spy that she's saying she's worried about, right?
That's the current worry. The current
Okay.
worry is there was this spy who was trying to find him, and then her sister, who was supposed to be watching for him, went missing. So that's her current worry, but like, yeah, this is sort of an ongoing thing. Like she said, like this guy's been trying to kidnap so many times.
Right. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make
Basically
sure that.
saying, like, what if there was a Tony Stark, but you could manipulate him with the slightest amount of pressure?
Oh, God.
Who would want him? And the answer is
Everyone.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody would use that man.
That's exactly why I was trying to see if Veera was trying to get information so she would have a better time, or people that she's working for
Yeah.
actually would be able to take him. So
Yeah, she
that's all.
doesn't seem legitimately worried about his safety so much as what his safety means for the war.
Okay. All right, I'm trusting it. I'm going
He
with
doesn't
it.
know him. Like, she doesn't actually care about him.
Right. Rude. Okay.
He likes her friends. She doesn't know this guy. It's this fucking nerd who makes talking weapons for fun. I don't know. See?
He's
Carrie.
cool.
To be fair, he is pretty weird.
He's cool.
Same.
I love him.
Well, classes are ending soon then for the night, right? We have like an hour or so until the next cycle are done. Is that correct?
Looks at my sundial watch. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's nighttime, so
Oh.
you guys are free for the rest of the night. I don't know. It's probably around. See, it's springtime, so it'd be a little later. So it's probably around 10 p.m. You know, you have classes tomorrow at 9. So you know, people are usually starting to settle down about now, but you don't have to either.
Okay.
So did we want to talk to him now? Or did
Well,
we
he
want to
was
wait
also
until
in the
morning?
workshop. We can just go see if he's there. We don't want to just show up at the teacher's apartments. Like, that would be weird.
Lark's like, right? Who would do that?
Well, Lark is in a different situation.
Yeah, she is.
That was not necessary of me. I apologize.
So who's gonna
Go see him. Looks over at Tanzy.
All right, I'll go. I promise not to intimidate him.
Do you want to go alone, or do you want to take someone with you?
He's supposed to be working on my, I would call it an AC necklace. Something to help my AC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
could
Why don't we go?
show up with that as an excuse.
Pendant of
They would
protection.
check
That's a very reasonable excuse.
Not gonna say no to that.
Checking
not
on the
suspicious.
progress. Not suspicious at all.
No.
Okay, cool. So is that the plan? Do you guys want her to come with you, or are you guys gonna go take a gander by yourselves and then chat with her later?
It would make her life easier if she's been introduced, right?
A little bit, I think.
It's either way. There's different risks, right? Like if she doesn't know him, she has a less chance of being involved and knowing how to like do her job better. But if she does know him, people who are keeping an eye out might recognize her as part of this family.
I think that's maybe not. We don't want that to happen. So I think we can just inform her.
Yeah.
is there anything else that you're looking for outside of protecting him? Is there other people that you have your eyes on? Anyone that you're worried about at the moment?
No, I mean, I haven't really found anyone acting suspicious. I mean, beyond just everyone who, God damn it, Sarah.
I have a
beyond just that
question.
everyone here is fucking suspicious. I mean, everyone here is super powerful. Like, if they could get one of his students to, you know, tell him to meet them somewhere, like, it wouldn't be that hard. You know?
Is there harm
not
in
good.
telling him to watch his back?
I feel like if I just showed up and said, watch your back, he'd think it was a threat.
Well,
It is a threat.
But is there any negative repercussions in saying, be cautious if you need to leave the campus? Have somebody watch over you? We can say that we've heard rumors that war efforts are picking up and there's been abductions of useful minds, and we already know about the firearms stuff, so I mean that could be.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's no harm in telling him to keep his eyes open, right?
But it's
Yeah.
also, if you ask him to have someone watch over you, he might trust the wrong person to watch over you.
Yeah. I guess so.
Hmm.
I mean, he does have the sorcery professor. I mean, he's known her a long time, and maybe he could, or maybe she would know something. Like if she can see chance, or I don't know. I don't really understand enough about
I
wild
guess I
magic.
can go talk to her. It's an easy.
Oh,
That's an easy thing to do.
do you know her?
Yes. Hides back in the flowers awkwardly.
She looks to the rest of you for an explanation of why Moss was just like, yes, and then disappeared.
Does Moss know Kaylin?
She does that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what Veera asked. Veera's like, do you know her? And Moss is like,
No,
yeah.
I don't know. Laura doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Caitlin.
Okay.
Because it's Enris's sister. I was there with. We talked to her.
Yes,
and
that's it.
yes.
Totally forgot. That was the one. The cake. I remember the cake.
Cake
Cake day.
episode.
Cake day.
Anyway, Moss awkwardly disappears at the question of, how do you know Caitlin? Awkward being that she is.
You know,
At
Eight had
times.
cake. One, right?
yeah.
You
Cake.
guys had cake with the sorcery professor.
Oh,
just-
and with Enris, I think, right?
okay. She's not putting it together.
I'm blinking like one eye over the other. It's like I'm not explaining it. I don't feel the need to right now.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I haven't had all the training that my sister had yet, and I don't know. I guess I thought maybe they talk about how important parties are here, so I thought maybe you guys could help. Maybe that was selfish of me to get you involved, but I really
Oh
appreciate it.
my god, I was getting bored. I'm happy to go on a mission.
Yeah, that's what we're Moss reappears, like crouching out of the flowers.
Oh god.
That's what friends are for. Yep. Noms on an edible flower. Oh.
Violet. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna head back to the school.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. I'll talk to you guys in the morning or something, and I guess we can keep working on a plan.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
So she'll show herself back to campus, and you guys are alone to discuss what you want to do next, or anything apart from what she shared.
That was a
So-
bucket of spiders. Hmm?
Yeah, so Tanzy, Lark to go see Arda. And I guess, Char, do you want to come to go talk to Kaylin?
I don't know her well. That'd be neat.
Okay. And then Moss realizes that then Char would be there when Enris is there, and now she's like, no, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that?
Yeah, let's go! It's 3 of us. 4 of us? Oh yeah, Enris is probably gonna be there, yeah. Enris is cool. I'll arm wrestle him. or
Good
something.
buddy.
Oh.
Big buddy.
I think, is that the plan? Do we want to add anything else to that, or? I don't know.
We should keep an eye on not Veera herself, but if we are like in a cafeteria and we see that Veera's in there too, we should just make sure that nobody's watching her. If we can keep eyes on if she's being watched as well as the teacher too, that might be for the best to ensure her protection as well as
Well, I
as
can just
Professor.
lend her Acorn if that helps, but
That might make her look more suspicious.
I know.
She has this new friend.
And also, it's not like everyone recognizes Acorn at this point. I guess I could give Acorn a new form. That would help. But
Acorn.
Acorn.
you've met Acorn,
Form
haven't
of
you?
Acorn.
It's my owl familiar. I thought I've shown you Acorn.
Oh, you're oh my god. I'm like, I thought you had like an actual acorn.
no,
Like a magical
no.
acorn.
I have Acorn appear like on Tanzy's head. just like a little a barn owl, just
Oh,
chilling.
he's cute.
Very
Poke the
cute.
fluff.
He's very
I-
floofy. He like nestles into Tansy's like messy black hair. Like
Do we know like how well vetted students are here? Like,
I don't think well.
it's like
feel
if
like
you
it's
have
not well.
ability, like you have to go study. That's the
Doesn't seem like they're doing an especially good job, does it?
The vetting happens
Well, I
well
mean-
here.
I mean, you're all here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Moss is here.
so like as long as you have abilities and you're on this continent, even if you're a traitor to the continent family, you could still be invited to this school, right? Like it does because
Wild.
they're not interviewing your parents. They're not like doing a little bit of a mind search to see. They're not no. So like they're very much could be traitorous students here. But then how do you?
And the schooling is mandatory, so there are a lot of people here who don't want to be here, which is a surefire way of getting people who will, defect or do things for money.
Great.
But this is also, institutions like this are historically a place to brainwash and indoctrinate those who are subject to it. So,
I'm so proud of you, Char.
no,
I'm so proud of you.
I've understood that from the get-go. I'm getting out of this what I need. Believe me, I've seen those other military schools rampage through Gobara and really try their hands at fighting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of kobolds that they didn't expect to just descend upon their little camps. So, I mean, those type of things are pretty fun.
Oh yeah, you need to give me ambush lessons, Char.
Numbers. If you can have 50 of you, you just don't lose. Okay, so there was this one time, it was a group of humans. There were some half-elves in there, very strange. There was a camp at the bottom of a ravine. They didn't think that all the holes in the canyon would even be little cave systems that all of our people are in. And so we know that they're going to be going up the ravine and try to take over, because the wealth of the kobolds is there for a reason. But so with all those holes in the canyon, we're filling those holes. We're readying arrows. We have giant kegs of, we think is explosive powder, but some of them might just have slime that holds them in place, and that lights on numbers. And also inventions, and inventions, like barrels that are filled with explosives and also goop.
The goop
Wow.
one sounds really fun.
The
Just
goop-
say.
The goop,
The goop.
A text appears on the bottom of the screen. Char is feeling homesick.
Misses the goop.
Doesn't miss the conflict.
Well,
Just the goop.
the goop is fine. Sorry, that was unbecoming of me.
That must have been embarrassing when I ambushed you guys.
That wasn't our military walking us. That was, those were dignitaries.
guards.
Those were dignitaries. As the one who was most proficient in doing anything was not to toot my own horns. Was probably
Was
me.
you?
And that's not talking. That's
Okay,
not saying too
okay.
much.
Okay.
An envoy with some sort of protection would have been nice, but resources, you gotta put them where you need. I didn't need it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. I guess you guys want to go talk to Arda before he finishes his class and whisks away?
I think that's a great plan. Before he
Mhm.
falls asleep into Dreamsland. And then, being awoken, would be a terrible, terrible thing.
Terrible.
Little goblin at the side of your bed, like, wake up!
Hi, it's me.
Standing on your chest,
Get
not
here.
even like, you didn't wake up in time.
Just,
As they walk off, I'm gonna send Acorn with a note to Enris, like saying, "Hey, are you hanging out with Kaylin later today? I miss you, but I also kind of need to talk to her, if that's okay." That's what it says.
Are you sending that immediately, or like through message spell, or just like sending a
A
link?
message spell I'm too far for, so I'm just sending Acorn with a scroll typed to her
Okay.
little.
You'll hear back with in probably when you're in the workshop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys head to the workshop, which is where you've heard that.
Oh, we're all going? Okay.
Or I know. Are you all going?
I thought it was just them
Sorry,
two.
did I miss that?
If we do want to do that split, then
Right.
would we want to make our way over, Moss and I, over to where we expect to find Enris, or like would we use Acorn to try to find Enris, or try to find Kaylin? Would she still be in class or like her office?
It's a Sunday. So she would probably be in her quarters.
Yeah.
It's sort of past, like there's no classes today, so she's probably just hanging out, being cool,
We can ambush.
thinking about ways to like make her students terrified of her.
If wild magic does that.
Honestly,
Not
that sounds like fun.
Ambusher?
I'm not gonna ambush Caitlin. I don't really want to startle a wild mage. That seems like a bad idea.
If anyone can handle it, I'm sure it's the professor. But you got a point. Well,
Yeah, I think just split, I guess, is what we decided. So
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I want to see Arda.
Arda, Arda,
Bother Arda.
Awkward boy.
One of our favorite NPCs.
He's our buddy. Okay. So the two of you head towards the workshop. It's kind of back towards the school, so you all head back kind of together for a while. And you do indeed see kind of a light on in the workshop. There seems to be a couple people working. As you get closer, well, actually, perception. You can see what you see.
See what we sees?
See what you see.
Oh god. 15 eyeballs.
10.
Okay. So you can tell that at the moment there's only 2 people in the shop, but there also do seem to be a couple of mechanical creatures in there moving as well.
Oh. I'll just elbow Lark, like, do you see that? Technology, right?
We should have been artificers.
That's amazing. It's like a real
No.
thing in there.
What do they look like?
Yeah, what do they look like?
The mechanical things.
Are they like little
Yes.
automatons or
So there's
automatons?
2. One of them is like a small. It looks like a really early prototype cat, like a metal kitty. And the other one, it looks kind of like a weird scorpion thing, but like its tail, like where the stinger would be, is a hook, and there's like all like the stuff hanging from it. It's got little eyes that light up, so it like carries your stuff for you and lights up the path in front of you.
I love it.
Laura's like, why don't we live in this world?
Yeah. Oh my god, do you see those things? That's amazing.
Really? Who needs friends when you have robots?
I know. You know what? Maybe we can get him to make us some mechanical emus, and then we could have a mechanical emu in the party.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I don't know how the emus would feel about that.
You think they would be mad? I don't want to upset the emus.
Yeah, you really
I
don't.
mean, you really
Yeah,
don't.
no.
You really don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a thought. We'll put a pin in it. Put a
Put it in the
pin
bank. Lock it up.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
Go. Yeah. Strategy. Remember, we're not
Right. Not
this is
intimidating.
not a shakedown. This is not a shakedown.
Just a friendly
Not-
conversation.
You're just talking.
Not a shakedown.
No, not at all. It doesn't have to go the hard way at all. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You head inside and you see he looks up and sees the 2 of you, and insight.
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 Oh, that wasn't very good. 12.
11.
Shit.
He looks like he wants to run away.
Oh, my favorite professor!
He looks like he's like, oh god, can I make it? Can I get past them? Can I dive under
my
their legs and run
goodness.
for it? Is this the end?
Don't run, it's okay! I haven't seen you in days!
Miss Tanzy, hello? He looks over at the other person in the room kind of for a second, and that person is immediately packing up. It looks like they're a student and they are not interested in talking to you. Like they're like, I'm out of here.
It's like, oh god, it's her!
Right. They're all just like
Like, it's like all the quiet, like, really, like, little cool students who are just doing their own thing, and they're
Right,
like,
there's
I
like,
just need
no.
quiet.
No,
Like,
too much
yes.
talking in the library. I'm done.
No. Sorry. I'll wait until, like, the last person goes out.
Yep.
And,
The little metal cat leaves with them.
Damn it! Can I pet it as it walks by?
You can try. Sleight of hand. Pet of cat check.
Out of cat.
Pet of cat.
Oh, all cats do that thing where it's like they'll either be so lovey
16.
rub against you. You said 15?
Yeah. 16.
Or animal handling. Or both.
Oh.
Does it count as an animal?
I mean,
if it has
it's animal
sentience.
shaped.
It's not
Yeah.
fully programmed yet. What was your sleight of hand?
16. 22, if we want to balance that with animal handling.
You do indeed pet its little metal body as it leaves.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just it's got little tubes so it can like bend itself. I think it's like a series of like rings on the belly. So it
Like
gets
little
like the
coils.
cat wiggle.
Oh.
You know the cat wiggle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good cat.
How may I serve you both?
Oh, funny story. We came here to talk to you because we want to make sure that you're having a great time here in your job. Are you liking it?
Yeah, yes. I enjoy working with my students.
Yeah. Do you talk to other people who aren't your students, maybe?
Both of you. He asks
Both
like
of
it's a trap.
Right. Yeah, us. Like, what about other people? Like,
You're so suspicious.
I'm like, is Lord gonna help or just watch this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Please.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm sitting here going, oh my god.
Talk to anybody
know.
else? Huh? Who do they give you?
That's like, we look like the traitors. I think we've been here 4 seconds and it's already a shakedown.
No,
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do. Sorry. Sorry.
I mean, we never talked about a game plan for what exactly what we were gonna like ask.
The
exactly. So
whole-
I'm kind of.
The whole
Guys,
game
you know,
plan.
Like you slip outside for a second, like hang on.
Just
Let's
like
chat.
1 second. Huddle.
Got really distracted by the cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna?
Not a shakedown, and now we sound suspicious, like if we're asking him if
What-
students
was
are
I
asking
shaking
him
him? Yeah,
questions.
I didn't
We're
know.
not his students, and we're asking him questions.
Well,
But
I mean,
also-
you could ask a question then.
Did you see me pet the cat?
I did. That was really nice.
Okay, now
That's a good cat.
very good cat. Okay, so we just want to know if anyone other than us has been asking him suspicious questions, right? Okay,
Right, but not me.
Okay. but not us, who are also asking him suspicious questions. Okay, but and then you can go on with your we had heard that we wanted to ask him something about if anyone had tried to like kidnap him before. Oh my god, how
You ever been-
All right.
I might just walk up to someone like, hey, have you ever been kidnapped before? Like,
Walking up in a place you weren't supposed to be with no
Would you
idea
like
how
to
you
be?
got there.
That's a weird way to start.
Hi, I'm
conversation.
Sarah, and my life's kind of weird.
I don't know how to make this sound like we're not.
Well, we're gonna do our best. It is
We're gonna
us.
do our best. We're gonna do.
Yes.
We're
All
gonna do
right.
all we can do.
Break the huddle. Go back to him. So,
Yeah.
been kidnapped lately?
You say as you walk back into the room. Immediately, Lark throws up her hands and storms out. Fuck it.
No, I closed the door. We're doing this. We're doing.
Mhm. I feel like it's like
That's it.
we'll rip the bandages off, you know?
I think that's not what she means, but just we were having a conversation, and we were actually thinking. I mean, because of like the war and your incredible skills, I mean, you know, we were just thinking that obviously the other side must, you know,
Want those
be
skills.
want those skills, and we're
Yeah.
you know, and then we just thought like we should just come and ask you about it. We were just kind of curious about
Yeah.
you know, they always say that the campus is you know, really safe, and then we were also thinking like, you know, how do they make it safe, you know, like how do they make sure that
Yeah. Like, do you feel safe when you're here?
No, not especially. No. It's not the top of my list.
Well, how can we fix that for you then in this trying time?
I'm sorry. Is this some kind of telemarket thing, or
No,
you
no.
you need money? And he like reaches for his wallet. Like I don't.
No, not money. You know what? Sometimes I'm really bad at getting the points out for things, and they come out all wrong and stuff. But
Yeah.
no, we're more just want to make sure you're safe, and you know you're clearly a very important man, and you're clearly highly wanted around the other continents apparently.
Wait,
And
sorry. Did you say I'm highly wanted across other continents?
oh, not like that. At least I don't think so. Are you wanted in other places? I personally, I don't know.
I
that.
don't even know if I'm wanted here.
I mean, I want you here, and so does Locke, and so do many
Absolutely.
other people. You're
Yeah.
very wanted here, very, very wanted. You know, yeah, everyone loves you here. Don't let that stop you.
we were just saying that we wish that we were artificers. We were just saying that.
We were ogling
Yeah.
outside the door at your beautiful inventions and things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you. I'm not. I mean, they're just things I've made. They're not. They don't really. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's-
Did you need something? You just wanted to know if I was safe?
Yeah, and possibly if anyone had been in contact with you, right?
You know, anybody, you know, asking you, you know, suspicious questions or making you feel otherwise unsafe.
Insight again, if you so like.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Try it.
I don't want to know what he's thinking. I don't want to know.
Oh.
Okay. That's 21.
21.
Oh shit.
Jesus. He thinks you guys are, for some reason, asking him about his sex life. Like, is he having safe sex? Does he have people coming for sex?
Oh my God.
He's very, very confused about what you want from him.
No.
Like things
no,
like,
not-
like somebody visiting who you guys saw. Yeah.
No, not like whatever you just are imagining in your mind. That's not at all what we're asking.
Good. That's
Nothing to do with your beautiful love life. That's all you. That's none of our concerns here. We're more just conversations out of the ordinary. I'm sure, besides the excitement of talking to me every now and then, are there any other strange conversations people have or have had or have tried to have?
Oh, strange conversations. I've had a
Possibly
lot
weird
of them,
behavior?
actually, recently.
Well, you did.
Yeah. Mostly with you. I'm sorry if I don't understand what you're concerned about.
If
I'm
anybody,
working on that item if that's what you're worried about.
no, well, I mean, I still want that, but not that. No, more like, have you ever felt like anybody was watching you or following you or
Should I feel like someone is watching me?
well, our point was going back to the beginning was that we just wanted to make sure with your skills and the war and with apparently students not being vetted.
Oh, you think
that
somebody's trying to kidnap me?
we wanted to make sure
Oh, yeah. I mean that. Yeah.
Pardon me?
that-
What? You who? What? When that happened?
I not recently. I just people want things that I can create. As you are well aware.
Yep.
And they will go to certain means to do so.
Absolutely. Yep. But no one's tried it lately, right?
No,
That you're aware of? How about people skulking, skulking, watching? Do you feel like you're being followed sometimes?
Yeah. Usually. Mm-hmm.
When does that happen?
Anytime I'm not in class, really.
Oh, okay.
have you noticed anyone? Like, have you visually seen them that you thought anybody was?
No, but I don't. I'm not great at that. So.
Right. So we were also thinking, that even though students aren't vetted, I mean, do you leave campus much? Because that's probably, because with the war things going on, I think and people your skills and people watching them, I think probably staying on campus is probably the best,
Safest? Yeah.
safest.
I think so
idea.
too, actually.
Do you know about something? Is there danger right now?
I mean, there is a war going
Yeah.
on, so
Yeah.
I mean, there's
People are dying.
constant danger. This is just like the safest place to be on, probably on campus.
Yeah, lots of powerful students, powerful teachers, powerful place, right? Old walls stand up for a long time, right? So they must be good, I guess. So maybe like staying in them on campus, inside the walls.
So you
good.
don't know anything specifically, but you'd like me to stay here.
Just for your own safety, silly goose.
Because. Okay.
Because you're so important. That's the thing. And we care about you so much, and you're so important, and we just want you to be safe at all times.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see a reason I'd have to go anywhere.
Good. Yeah, and if you need anything, you need to run errands or something, you could always send us. Me and my friends, we would love to be able to help you and support you in this time.
And nobody wants to steal us. Nobody.
No. No one wants us.
Nobody.
That would be
No.
funny.
Not a single person. Not even parents. So
I haven't talked to my moms in weeks.
He says, awkward laughing. Even my parents didn't want me. Cool, trauma.
So I mean, yeah, like
you guys brought me into this. Thanks.
just Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, errands. We can do it.
Well, we're your peoples, you know. We'll take care of you. You just
Right.
take care of yourself and your big beautiful brain, and you just keep on
Yeah.
inventing.
Keep on. Yes, I
Yeah.
suppose I will do that.
Yeah, and you know, if you do get approached by anyone, or find yourself actually finding that you're being followed and not just the feeling of following, I'm an ear to listen. My friends are here to help. You know, I don't know how much we can actually do, but there's safety in numbers.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I
My
Okay.
kobold friend taught me that.
Mm.
Mhm.
And I think some people on campus think maybe we're a bit unhinged. So, you know, there's that.
Yes, people run sometimes. It's just something.
You know, because we opened that box and then fought all those shadow demons. People have been kind of keeping their distance since then. So, you know, good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay. Awesome. You gathered information. Good job. He was very confused and uncomfortable the entire time. Well done.
We did- Perfect.
Well done.
Incredible.
You terrified a very powerful man. Really all I need is hand.
It's just what I want to do in life. I'm sorry.
Good compliment.
We did our best.
Mhm, mhm.
He's very skittish. You know?
Yes,
just-
he's like a
we just have to-
mouse.
Yeah, we just have to desensitize him, and then he'll be
We
fine.
just have to
He's a horse.
desensitize him. That'll make everything better.
Yeah. Oh.
That'll make everything fine.
Maybe a little therapy in there too.
Give him a little therapy.
Just a little bit
Yeah.
of therapy.
A little
Is there
bit
a
of
counselor at the
self-esteem there.
school?
Just a little bit.
Well, but you know what? You got it done. You got it done through I would say trial and error. trial and error and error.
Yeah.
A lot of guesswork.
kidding.
Cool. All
I'm
right, well
trying.
done. You can treat yourselves to a frozen yogurt in the cafeteria as a reward.
And then we're going dumpster diving.
Yeah, we.
Let's get some frozen yogurt and go dumpster diving.
Dumpster-
babe.
Is there a dumpster diving chart? Like, like
Right?
Oh, there
I
has
think
to
it's
be.
fun, eh?
There has to be.
I'm looking
like-
it up.
Have to find
Yeah,
it now.
yeah. There's a thing we need to make. Someone needs to do a D100 for
Like,
random.
ooh. And Sundays like midnight, where like everyone like starts.
Yes.
I
People
can't.
do tend to clean their rooms more on their day off, so.
Yeah.
We know.
I
We know.
realized. I realized that in searching D&D dumpster diving table, you get D&D the dumpster sanitation and waste removal company, which I see
That's
the
the
trucks
one.
for around here all the time, and people talking about the best tables they've found with dumpster diving.
You
Huh.
need to tell us their secrets.
I'm gonna look up 5e just because someone has to.
Dumpster diving.
I
One
found
man's
one. It only uses the D20.
Though one man's trash, it's Cobalt Press.
Yeah,
Oh, Cobalt Press rules. They're good.
Cold Press is great.
Yeah, they're amazing.
A severed claw of some monstrous scaled creature preserved and formed into the base of a chair.
No, I
Yo.
officially do want them to roll for this later. Like, this is a personal request now to see
Roll
what
for
they
dumpster
find while
Yes.
dumpster diving.
Roll for trash.
Roll for trash.
It's trash.
Roll for trash. Roll
It's
for
trash. A big hunk of garbage. It has the juice.
Oh, it has the juice.
Dude.
It does have the juice.
I worked at a venue, a music venue, and believe me, the trash has the juice.
It has the
That's
juice.
beer.
It does. It
I
always
couldn't
has.
imagine
Else.
a more beautiful thing.
There's where we disagree.
Have you ever picked
Oh,
up a giant water balloon before? How about a giant beer trash barrel?
Oh, have you ever pulled out a garbage from like work or something and it's been full of someone else's like wet trash that they've left at the bottom and it leaks
Mhm.
all over you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's a fun one. That's a good one.
Ew.
Salute to you, service workers.
Yeah.
I actually found a couple
Real
a couple
NPCs.
lists for
Oh, send them.
our rolling pleasure.
Put them in that disc. You already are. You're ahead of me. You already got this.
I am. I'm doing great.
I'm excited to see what pops up with that. I don't remember anything of the past 2.5 hours at this point. Did you end up talking about if Lark's project is in the works still or being made still?
Yeah, he said
Okay.
he's working on it.
Okay. I don't know if there's any more update besides that because I did not get to listen to the entire thing in my ears, which oops.
That's okay.
It was. You didn't miss much.
I missed the hilarity and I there's moments where I'd jump back in and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
that's
what's
exactly what
happening?
we were thinking.
It was good.
Exactly
Beautiful.
what we were.
It was good. It was very good.
You did it.
So from here, is it going over to Moss and Char going up to find Kaylin?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh, how do we want to do that?
So how you had to find
Well-
Kaylin?
I sent that letter to Enris to either find out where he is and also see if it's okay with him, obviously.
True.
If we tag along.
Yeah, you might as well find out now. Yeah, he's just in his room. He's not hanging out with his sister tonight, so he's like, do you need my help? Like he can come if you need him to, but he wasn't planning on spending the night hanging out with his older sister.
No, Moss is like, I don't want him to think I'm just using him for his sister. So I kind of want him to come along just because like I don't want it to be like you're my contact for your. Does that make sense? Like that feels awkward too.
I see. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
he can
sorry,
be.
no, you know I had to play 2 NPCs.
I mean, he's just gonna be quiet for most of it. We're gonna
Okay.
focus on her.
Great.
So yeah, okay. If you want him to show up, he'll say okay. He'll meet you there in a little bit. So yeah, you guys probably are hanging out in the front hall with all the labels for all the teachers' names.
Mhm.
I can
They
only read
glow lightly when they're in their rooms, so you kind of know who's in and
Who's
out.
here and who's not.
That's an
Oh, who's
invasion
out?
That's not
fantasy.
creepy at
I was
all.
gonna say, holy shit, that's terrifying.
Glows lightly.
Oh.
Not everybody can just come in here. Like you guys have to be kind of on the list.
Yeah.
And you guys are on the list somehow. So yeah, anyways, seems like she's in her room.
No,
But yeah, you can
no
chat about your strategy until Enris shows up.
Should we just tell her like she's trustworthy? Like I feel like
I think we tell
it'd be
her
good to have
outright.
someone else in Arda's corner.
Yeah, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't tell her outright, because that's. Well, I mean, we trust Enris.
Yes.
We so far can trust Kaylin.
I trust Kaylin.
She's given us no reason. I've only seen her in
Although in the
passing.
back of my head, I'm like, she's the reason why my boyfriend is in danger because he's supposed to protect Kaylin. So this is gonna be like shit. So
Is-
do I trust Kaylin?
Well, yeah, no, let's be upfront about it.
Being upfront
yeah.
is good. And now Moss's internal dialogue is, oh no, does Kaylin know that I know now? Oh no. It's just like,
You know what I know.
fuck.
You look conflicted. Here's it's a rye whiskey that I kept on me. Here, take. You look
Oh,
nervous.
thank you, but also why have you not drinking from this? Because this is
I have. Not today.
okay. I have like a little chug and I give the rest back to Char. I was kind of surprised to know that you have that on you. Good job.
I open my little vest and there's like 3 pockets with 3 different flasks. The top one is water. The one underneath it is the whiskey.
It's
Okay.
emergencies.
And what's the third one?
Slimes. There's a little bit of slime in there. I miss home. I was thinking
That's
about it
fair.
earlier too.
maybe next break we can go visit, or at least get off campus.
I'm picturing one shot series for all of us going to our home village places or home places. Oh, it's so fun.
You know what? I think that would be dandy. I'm gonna write.
Or at
home.
least get off campus. Like, I know that gold bar is a little far, so maybe
It's a trip. Yeah,
we may not be
it's-
able to, but at least get off campus. You know, there has to be other Cobalt clans around that at least
Oh well.
will feel
So-
closer to home.
Sozlon's closer by.
Those ones, yeah, would be the closest.
Yeah, I remember Sozlon.
So if we just tell her, Enris is gonna have to find out now too. And are we trying to keep the amount of people who know this as
I
small
feel
as
like-
possible?
As small as possible, but I don't. I don't. I think that they should both know. 'Cause I think it makes it hard if.
I trust Enris more than most people at the school, and I think that's probably a bias of mine because he's just been nice and helpful.
I trust Enris, for reasons.
Char just like goes, "Come on," in his eyes. He looks at you.
I'm still getting used to it. Okay, just
I understand. I understand.
yeah, because you still have your dragon lady.
Char's like kicking his feet around. Just like,
Yeah. Yeah. You want to fight about it? No, it's not a fight.
I had. It's not a fight. I just, had to make sure I wasn't the only one awkward for a moment. Okay.
One of these days, we'll have a big. I was gonna say a fish dinner, but you don't really want to eat meat too much, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
It literally makes my stomach hurt and I get sick. It's not fun.
That makes sense. Well, a dinner wouldn't work, and I will think of something else.
We'll think of some dessert, like a dessert party.
I don't know if Aqua's ever had cake.
Cake tasting.
Char's head starts vibrating because he's just having like an honorary a secondhand sugar rush. Just like,
I don't think I'm supposed to have cake either, but I still will.
You're not supposed to have cake?
Well, I have you ever seen a lizard eating a pastry before?
No. To be fair, I tend to just have the vegan cakes because the eggs also will make me.
Well, that's the part I need to have, I think.
Yeah. So you need like a quiche, like a.
Egg. Maybe should we bring food for? Well,
I feel like I think she has better food
Yes,
if we could bring.
surprise potluck. I brought bread. It's old. I don't got much.
Yeah, no, I think she's fine.
When's
Yeah,
Emma
I
supposed
think. Yeah, I don't know. He should be here soon. Yeah.
We'll say he shows up then because roleplay timing.
Roleplay time.
Wow, look how conveniently timed that was.
Was it?
Yeah, we were just wondering where you were.
Oh yeah, you were wondering where I was, and he comes over and he kind of wraps his arms around your waist. He does not care about having an audience.
Char is standing there tiny. It's like a little guy in the background just blinking like, I'm here.
I
I-
give Enris a peck on the cheek because yeah.
So wanted to go talk to my sister.
I did, and I just I also wanted to see you, so maybe that's a little selfish.
Right? What are we talking to her about?
I don't necessarily want to talk about it in the waiting room down here.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I guess. Shall we? And he puts his finger over the button.
Yeah, absolutely. Really quick before I forget, Moss, I don't mean to keep secrets, Enris, but just... Okay,
The,
so...
the ear flicks over to his mouth.
So I don't know if we tell Kaylin about Veera specifically. But we tell Enris
No.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Break.
I agree with that.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
You'll know later.
Yep. And only you.
Promise.
Only me?
Not technically.
I'm so confused. Let's just head in, shall we? Shall we?
To be
Let's
honest, our ability to confuse people is probably one of our greatest assets.
Right? You guys should have a bonus to like just confusing people. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you're trying to be subtle, but you don't need to be subtle because you make no sense.
A charisma.
Exactly.
It's actually a penalty to the
A
charisma.
beguiling
but-
check, like
Right? Like,
that should be a skill. The fact that it's not is remarkable. Ugh.
oh man.
I feel like that goes under like deception though. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Like a weird bonus for just being like weirdly non-focused. It's like an ADD bonus.
ADD bonus.
Mhm.
Yeah, do you-
Moss has been uneducated her whole life. It's just how Moss is.
Okay, yeah. So you head to the you push the button, or Iris pushes the button, and after less than a minute, it's not too long, one of the doors at the end of the hall kind of like shimmers and changes, and you can see Kaylin's familiar door, which has the what's the shape? The golden spiral?
The perfect is it the golden ratio? The
Fibonacci.
Ratio thing. So she has
Fibonacci's,
that
yeah.
in iron wrought on her door. So it's like kind of like almost like they're not made of bamboo. The paper walls that you see, it's like that.
Yeah.
Past so you can see light inside, basically. And a man a few years older than you guys opens the door. It's like, oh hey,
Hey. Hopefully we weren't interrupting.
boss.
Yep.
And you, I don't
Oh.
know.
Yeah, this is Char.
Hi.
Sure, nice to meet you. Fee. And he extends his hand for a handshake.
Nice to meet you.
What'd you say his name was?
Fee.
Fee.
F-I.
Perfect. Good.
He has a much longer name, but he doesn't tell anybody.
That's fine.
That's fair.
All right. And
He's like, I'm guessing you're here to see Kaylin and not me, so. And he, like, gestures you guys to come in.
Most likely,
Yeah.
no offense.
Hey, Enris. And they kind of do, like, a little, like, hey, you.
a little awkward.
Back and
You. Just-
Hey, guy who tries to bang my sister, how are you? You know, that kind of energy.
Are you guys gonna fight?
No, of course we're not gonna fight.
Good. Okay.
You guys want something to drink? And he heads over to the little kitchen area.
no, I'm good.
I will take some water.
I take out the water flask and I hand it to him.
Super. And he takes it and he will fill it up with
Yeah.
some nice fresh water.
Thank you.
He uses his magic to make it ice cold for you.
I can't keep that in my. I can't keep that in my vest. Whew.
I thought you were.
You gotta drink
sorry,
it.
I thought you were gonna drink it now. Hence the. Sorry, I
Oh.
can change it.
Oh
Do you
no,
want
no,
it?
no, it's perfect. I would say actually.
Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
Holding it. Like,
It's like very awkward. Like, okay,
My blood cools down rapidly. That's all.
is that dangerous? Like, are you gonna be okay? Like, if you drink cold water, will you die?
Oh no, I mean, there
You
has
just be sleepy, I think.
yeah. I get more sleepy. Like my function starts to slow down a little bit, and that's kind of the joke. And
Huh.
that's
Cold
that's-
water usually wakes me up. You know, it's like a.
Oh,
It's
it's
interesting.
it's shocking, but then the shock like stuns you in slow motion. It's weird.
oh, it's
Oh.
kind of trippy.
Sorry,
actually.
that was very elven of me to assume you'd want cold water. I apologize.
No,
It's,
no.
I didn't think about it.
There's nothing I respect more than being able to own up to even minor. No other word pops into my head but ignorance. But that I respect that. Okay, yeah, I'll drink some now.
I'll drink some now. It's fun.
I'm working on it, he says. Feel
Everyone-
free to hold more insight there, but
No, everyone can do better, and
Yeah.
as long as you can do it.
Always improvements to be made.
yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be out here soon. I don't know, should I head out? I don't need to be here if you're having a private conversation.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Maybe I'll head into town. I need to get some more baking chips anyways.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Can I?
Don't
Yeah,
buy the Squishmallows. They've gone overpriced now, and they're like not as great as they used to be.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Squishmallows.
I will keep an eye out for those.
No, they're expensive. You don't need to buy them.
Oh, okay.
Don't they're not as good as they used to be now. Like I'm telling you, don't get ripped off.
Yeah.
Is there something I should be buying?
Other things. What were you going for? Eggs?
Oh, yeah, just like chocolate chips for making desserts.
Oh.
Have you tried the caramel chips?
No. Okay. I mean, I usually make my own caramel, but obviously the texture's a bit different. So
Now Moss just imagining sweets. Just like
the
completely
whole day
just
is
like
lost now.
everything is gone.
Moss, I need to start
Sweets.
baking soon. At some point. Sidetrack.
Anyway, yeah, no, that's it. Sorry, we didn't mean to sidetrack you.
No, I should probably pick something up while I'm out. Yeah. He grabs his coat and he's like, "Have a good night," and he sees himself out the
Me
door.
too.
Can I roll some sort of insight to see if he is? I want to see if he's the spy in my brain.
Your brain.
I'm gonna see if I can like nitpick how he was feeling. Is he someone? Is he just making an excuse to leave because he knows that? Did he slip up and let us see a little bit into his dark background?
Oh, into his nefarious purposes? I like it, yeah. Let's find out.
And I'm over exaggerating in my brain for this too. I was hoping it was gonna be lower. That's a 16. I think it's
Okay.
a +2, so yeah, it's 16.
16 is not bad.
Okay.
He's curious. He definitely is like the kind of person who wants to sit at the door and listen to what you guys are talking about just because he wants to know. You can tell he was sort of like, he was asked to like leave so you guys have private talk, and he was definitely like dressing like a little bit slow to like, maybe like a little bit of information. But it doesn't seem malicious. It seems more like he's just that kind of person.
Curious.
You know?
Yeah.
He's just he wants the tea.
Yeah, he wants the tea.
Wants the tea.
He's
He
lucky.
can't
I
imagine your beautiful thing.
he's lucky. I respect him already.
Well,
You are also friend with Moss, who loves the gossip board to get tea. So like,
but he's trying. He's trying to be better. Yeah. So, anyways, you guys kind of it's not long before he leaves. Like basically, he lingers in the hallway tying his shoes. Like, will I? And then as soon as he's actually gone, Kaylin comes out.
hi, Kaylin.
Oh, you didn't bring Lark.
No. Lark is talking to the artificer professor.
Ardo? What do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I was cooler, but whatever.
Oh no, like
This is
I haven't met
business.
Arda, but like
yeah.
No,
Seems
he's a
like-
sweetheart.
yeah. Actually, that's why we're kind of here. We've heard down the grapevine, as students do, that, just might want to be looking out for Arda's well-being and safety.
You heard through the grapevine.
Yes.
Okay. What'd you hear?
That there will be an extremely worrying kidnapping attempt, maybe, if he steps foot off the property.
There's rumors that there is value on
Obviously,
Arda's
it's valuable, but
yeah. Well, there's value in what's between his ears. Not on its own, because given the fact that there is always war around us, given the current climate, we have reason to suspect, reason I don't want to go into further detail about, just, safety, reason to believe that there is going to be some attempt at either kidnapping or persuading to pull him over to the other continent.
Coercion.
Yes. And we don't know how it's going to go.
Yes, there of course there is, because it's Arda, but like this is more like there is a specific plan in motion at this moment that they're awaiting. So we just need to try to keep him on campus. We figured, since I guess I understand that you guys are friends, that might be good to let to keep a little bit of extra eye on him, or tell him if you think that would be good.
I mean, that's usually the best way to get people to do what you want.
Yeah. Lark and Tanzy are there. I'm not sure how successful or what route they chose to go with as far as informing him or not. I don't know if they've accidentally intimidated him again, so just letting you know that. They have a tendency to accidentally do that.
He is pretty scared of them, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like Tanzy I get, but I'm just trying to imagine. I wish I was kind of there to witness why he's afraid of Lark.
I told him there's no way Cal was putting pressure on him. Punch him in the face if he tries.
I would actually love to see that. No offense to either of you, that would be hilarious.
Is there tension between all the professors? That happens? I thought you were a team.
Like, are there pets? Like, are there like little like cliques of professors? Like,
of course there are.
Of course there are, but like,
I mean, I knew that the wizards were wizards, so
yeah, I mean
that's the extent. And everyone loves Mr. Paladin Melker.
Yeah, everyone loves Melker. You're right.
I love Melker.
Except for the wizard professor, I think.
Yeah,
Sorry, except for
the wizard professor, I think.
he
didn't
heard
heard that at some.
He doesn't like Kaylin because he's like, magic is ritual and structured, and she's like wildness, and throws
There's magic in everything.
Magic in
Anyway.
mom.
Yeah.
So I guess if you think it would be better to tell him, like, I don't know if he would trust us because, well, I guess Char and I haven't met him, so.
I mean, I don't know what. It's like he can stay inside the walls forever, though.
Well, maybe not have him go alone. Buddy system exists for a reason.
So you want to escort him everywhere?
Well, I'm not sure how much we're gonna be of help. Like, just saying, like, they're after him from a war point perspective, and we're like second semester students.
Do you have any advice on how we should approach this type of thing? Because it's like,
Yeah.
It's heavy, and we're coming off of a wild magic event and a controversial school and a controversial time to begin with.
Well,
yeah,
if someone's after him, find them.
That's
easier said than done.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason why I want to make sure
You
that
could lay a trap with him. Like,
ooh, that'd be
like
fun.
magic blue dye, and whoever grabs him, they got like blue on their hand.
Is Moss just always gonna go with Caitlin's bad plan? It's like, I love it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Well,
Could we potentially? None of us know scrying yet.
Wink. Wink. Kaylin, do you know how to scry?
Some, yeah.
Could we potentially make sure that Arda has something, not always on him, but maybe implanted on him, like a scrying focus?
So that if he gets taken away, you can find him?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess the best thing to do would be, I mean, it's most effective if you have So I was looking at the spell. If I can get a lock of his hair. That's weird.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, but it's weird.
That's magic for you.
Yeah.
It's magic.
If-
That's an easy thing to do.
I
Wait, Tanzy might want to already have one.
Do you have a lock of Arda's hair just offhand?
I feel like that's something Tanzy would have accidentally like.
I don't know if it's something that like I don't know if I'd see Tanzy having a lock of
I think it
Professor
was
Arda's
it,
hair.
Not
it was
like
mostly
creepy.
it was mostly like a joke, but also like maybe like
I could honestly see it being one of those things where it's like hair fell off of his head and it's like it's in like the wrap on Gary and it's like, oh,
yeah,
that's like it's Gary's leg hairs.
yeah, like that's what
Or-
I'm saying. Like, there's definitely a way.
But it's not a lock. I think
It's
if
not a lock. It's
Well,
like
if we need a lock of his hair, if he's already aware that we're trying to
Yeah,
help keep him safe, he might even be more willing to, offer that.
Really?
And if Kalen's, you're friends with Arda, it
I mean,
sounds, yeah.
Yeah, he'd give me that. He'd give me
Yeah.
some hair. I mean,
Yeah.
people think I'm weird enough.
If we can create some sort of small fragment, like a chip, like micro-sized, a micro chip that we can put on him, or maybe like safely under his skin, like near his neck, like a micro chip implant that can
I think
track
you'd
him.
I think you'd have to get him to invent something to track him with.
I think he'd like that. Is that? He made a weird talking club. Something that would be like
Good.
global positioning system style. Like
He had
that's
a talking
insane.
club.
Yeah.
Probably talking weapon.
Oh, it's weird. I don't like it. It wants to be a
Its
dad.
name is Gary.
Yeah, its name's
It
Gary.
refers to Arda as his dad.
Makes sense.
I don't like it.
Yeah, he does come off weird, but I don't know if he's good or bad, or he's just there.
What about a
I don't-
talking weapon? We'll talk to him about that.
I wonder.
I'm not sure if he knows that Gary talks.
How wouldn't he know? How would he
I
know?
don't know.
Why would he know? How would he know?
Yeah. I don't know if he did it
How
on
would they
purpose
know?
or it's like an
How would they know?
accidental during creation.
she knows.
Anyway, I'm not an artificer. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we can just talk to him. I don't know. If you want to do that alone, let him know, or if we can maybe have brunch about it. Like, I don't know.
I feel like it would be weird for a student to request this type of thing from
Yeah.
him, being like, "Hey, give me a lock of your hair." That's a different thing, of
Yeah,
course.
like-
But if he was to invent that, I mean, we could probably approach him about that and see if he
Yeah. Well,
needs help with
Kaylin
it.
can ask if you feel comfortable. Can ask for the lock of hair, so that at least if something happens, we know where we have someone who can scry and find him.
Yeah.
And
I-
then we can bring up that we have an amazing idea that he's definitely going to be interested in.
I think that's a good way to approach.
Yeah.
I really want to quickly double back on the potential of leaving him as bait. I don't like that.
That's a little risky.
Yeah.
That is a little risky.
I can't stop anyone who's a government agent trying to take a man.
We
it's
can
like-
confuse them.
Yeah,
We're really good at that.
yeah, we can. Okay, that's true. Right, Enris?
We
Oh shit, I'm here. He says.
On the toes.
throughout this
Sorry, I was
conversation, she's like
playing-
leaned
I
her
was playing
head
a game
against him.
on my magic tablet.
Yeah, Moss has like
Like
leaned her
things
head
that have
against
where, like, they-
him, like
Oh,
just
you
like
use water to paint on them.
yeah.
He's doing what's the ones that have magnets? You turn the little dials.
Oh,
Oh,
Etch-a-Sketch.
the
He's doing an etch a
Etch-a-Sketches?
sketch in the corner.
How good is it?
What?
How good is the Etch-a-Sketch drawing right now? Important details. This is what I want to know.
It is a very, very childish version, and it's maybe you kissing. He's like,
Is it,
you
like,
can always
stick
tell because
figure?
one has horns. That's That's all you got.
I like the idea that as he like shows it, he like flips it and kind of shakes it a little bit, and it starts to undo, so it looks even worse.
Yeah, like it's like
Well,
Yeah.
so we try to get him to build a tracker for himself. Is that gonna be?
Will we tell him it's for himself, or will we just say, "Hey, maybe you should test it out"?
oh my god. Oh.
Well,
What
also,
a weird world you guys live in.
well, if he's building a tracker and someone knows he's building some sort of GPS unit, GPS is a GPS global positioning.
They might
okay.
try to take it for himself and then use it to track him. That's what I'm worried about.
Or they know he knows, and that might be a bad thing. I don't know how, but it might be.
Well,
Yeah,
he knows
sure.
he's always on kidnap watch. Like,
Yeah, he's like, look, listen.
He invented
I'm
the gun.
popular and I don't get it.
anyway, we just know that apparently this threat is more sure than the constant one that he is under.
That's true. That's true. Well, as long as he's able to be
Anyway,
safe.
so do you want us to tell him? Like, he's gonna trust you more, Caitlin. So do you want to tell him? Like, I don't know how to.
Am I telling him you want to put a chip in his head?
No, his
well,
neck.
Sorry. Put a chip in his neck.
maybe. But like, tell him that he has a more concrete threat happening currently.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. I mean,
Um,
I'll see him at breakfast tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice. So yeah, and then I don't know, just I guess you guys hang out a lot, so if you notice something, I don't know.
I promise if anyone tries to take him when I'm around, I will shoot them in the face with a fireball.
That is great.
That's
I would hope they're
Promise.
probably smart enough to not do it while you're around.
Probably.
But I love the promise.
I mean, is a fireball really a fireball if you don't hit yourself with it?
Is
I
that
don't know. I've never casted a fireball.
how does fireball work? Is it
Well,
that?
awesome.
Isn't it the one that just goes like fire and is a giant sphere,
Yeah.
and you just hear the screams from inside it?
I don't
Yeah.
like it. That sounds dangerous, and I don't think
Yeah, I
that's.
really
think I've
good.
seen one of the people at home do it.
It's like 40 feet across. It's amazing.
Well, why do people say that's the answer for everything? I hear that all the time from all the different caster rooms. It's like, I'm just gonna fireball on my test. It's like, why would that be the answer to something arithmetic? I don't know.
I think it's a joke, maybe.
It's a good all-purpose answer. I do say it a lot in classes. Are they really answering that to other classes?
Well, I
Like
feel
suddenly realizes whenever anybody who's a sorcerer doesn't know an answer to a test, they're always just like, fireball. I'm just like, why do all of her students do that? They could just guess.
They're all talking about the liquor.
it's real cheap. Well, I just
Anyway.
don't want to be around a fireball when it happens. That sounds
Well,
scary.
luckily I can't cast it, so you're good.
Good. Okay.
Not sure if Lark can cast it. That's
Ah.
a future question for Lark. And I don't think Tanzy can. Tanzy's really good at punching things.
Maybe I can learn it. I don't know.
Enris, can you cast Fireball? I would assume so.
Who are you asking?
Enris.
I was like, yeah, of course I can cast fireball. Like, how do you
Don't.
think how do I get so much play? I mean, not that I'm getting play anymore. I mean, I'm just saying that it's an appealing thing to have the ability to do. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going. back
Internally,
to
Moss
my
is like, I
Etch-a-Sketch.
really want to take Enris to a field and watch him cast Fireball because, like, it's like that's like there. That's the turn on right there.
Yeah, if you do it in the desert, it makes cool glass.
Sounds great.
Well,
And good idea.
well, who knows? Maybe there'll be a desert forming around one of the
Nutsing.
next towers. All right.
I'm not complaining about that idea.
I will say I think that's everything we
I
need.
think that's everything. Thank you for being so chill about it. I know we just kind of showed up.
And
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, Fee ran off, but now I get cake out of it, so.
Oh, I think he's also planning on making cookies. I heard something about chocolate chips.
Nice. I
And
knew there's a reason they kept him around.
if
Like, what's his like? How often do you have him bake for you? Just out of curiosity.
I don't ask. I think it's like a making up for past wrongs, giving me whatever I want kind of deal.
past wrongs. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that sounds messy, and I don't want to hear more about it.
It sounds like you guys have a messy relationship and I don't want the drama.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. If you have any means to keep the information we went over today as need to know basis as possible, that would be ideal. We have reason to believe our source is also in danger.
Hence us not telling you about who it is.
Yep. If they were to have been found out, we would have death. Just we would
Or disappearance. That is most likely death. But
Oh, if us, Moss, if us being involved in this also puts that, Kaylin, I'm sorry if I'm gonna.
Kaylin can take care of herself more than we can, to be honest.
Oh, does Char feel guilty for getting her involved?
Yes.
Oh.
Moss is like, Kaylin can take care of herself.
I trust the
And Moss
professors.
doesn't.
I trust the professors. I trust them.
No. Anyway. Yeah. So I guess that's that. Thanks.
Okay.
And enjoy the baked goods that your partner is going to be making.
Do you guys want some mini muffins?
Oh my
Yes.
goodness, please.
And she goes to the kitchen, and you guys leave with a lot of mini muffins in your arms.
Do I have many cranberry orange muffins?
Roll me a d20.
D20 for I'm rolling a cranberry orange roll.
I just want
Cranberry
blueberry.
orange roll.
I just want a blueberry. I'm gonna make a blueberry roll.
19.
Fuck yeah, there are.
I also got a 19.
Fuck yeah.
How did you want?
Blueberry.
There you go. Yep.
The
Lots of
Saints.
fruits. We're
God.
in the spring period. Everything's fresh fruits now.
Oh fuck yeah.
Num. Mosh is like numbing happily on the muffins.
Happily noms.
Look how funny. They look.
Yeah.
Like the little tail is like doing little happy wiggles, and she won't acknowledge it because that's embarrassing. But her tail is doing.
Enris definitely noticed those, but he doesn't say anything.
He knows better.
Yeah. It was like, oh, her tail. Oh, it's good to know. It's good to know. Good to know.
Muffins
those
and fireball.
Some body language there to know if you're liking it. Cool. Yeah, we'll see you guys head back to the dorms. I imagine you might share some of your muffins with your allies.
Yeah, and we will. Do we tell Enris about it being?
Yes. So just to add you more into this,
If you want to be added more into this, you know.
'cause, risk of death. Who knows? I'm gonna go to the caf for some more food. You guys can have the rest of the night or do whatever you would like. Feel free to tell them anything. I trust you. I trust you. Bye.
I'm also just like.
So, you want to hang out?
Yeah. I would like to, if that's, if you're not busy, but I know you're top of your class.
No, I've got time. Do you want to
Okay.
come back to my room?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And he slides his hand into yours, and you head up to the 3rd floor. Ooh, ooh.
Panic.
Ooh, ooh.
Panic.
There's a couple other people who are dating 3rd years. Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a few.
Yeah. I'm not the only one. I know that much.
Every so
I
often
know
you meet each other in the hallway, like, hey.
Just like, everyone else is like, why do we go up the third year? And then the few of us who are dating third years are just like walking down the hallway at the same time, like.
Yeah, it's very similar for the people who are dating professors and they all leave together in the morning. They're like, oh hey, what's up? How's that going for you?
Similar feel. Yeah, no, I will let Enris know that it was Veera who gave us the intel.
Enris was the spy the whole time. It's not the spy. You're not the spy.
No. Don't do that to me.
That would be cruel of me.
I would cry. Honestly. As much as I love surprises, I would cry.
I scammed you.
Freaking scammed me.
He doesn't need to scam you is the thing. Enris already has connections to him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's call it there. Well done, friends. You're gonna help Veera on her mission, and maybe you'll protect this sweet little dumpling of a man.
Moss is conflicted about protecting the dumpling of a man because it helps the government, but also he doesn't deserve to be kidnapped, I guess.
It's still a person.
Yeah.
Wait, like helps the government, saves a human life.
Yeah,
oh, wait,
it's like
human life. We're both down.
Well, technically, the government having him already puts lives in danger because he makes weaponry. So, like,
It's true. It's true. He's already. I thought it was. I don't know. There's like a bit where Veera's like, well, he's gonna get used if he gets to the other continent. They're gonna use him to make war machines. And it's like that's exactly what this.
That's exactly
doing,
what he's doing now. Like, the only reason
Yeah.
Moss didn't say that is she would just go on a whole.
Veera sees it a lot more. Good guys, bad guys. So.
And Moss is like, that's what he's doing right now. Like,
He's like, that's different. We're in the right. Our side's right, though.
are we sure about that? Do we
What they always
believe the
say.
propaganda that we have been fed this whole
He
entire
absolutely
fucking time?
propaganda. She's been fed.
Indoctrinated.
Drank the Kool-Aid.
Nice. She just
Jail.
Dark flavored.
I can't wait for her to realize how fucked up Moss's upbringing is because of being just
Oh, yeah.
where she. Yeah, she's gonna be like.
Don't
what
worry,
the
she's
fuck?
a second year. She's got lots of time to learn more about your drama.
Just
All right, well, let's call it there for today. So thanks everybody for joining us for our adventure. If you have other ideas for our team name, we got two in the lead so far: Lark and the Unreliables, and is it the Emu Squad?
Emu Crew.
Emu Squad.
Emu Crew. Yeah, there you go. So feel free to put those forward. You can hang out with us on our roleplay server if somebody wants to throw the Discord link in if you're not already. And if you missed this episode and you want to share it or check it out, you can find it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. That's everything from us for tonight. We'll see you next week at 6:30 EST on Wednesday. But for now, have a great night.
Happy October at that point.
Yes.
Ooh.
Spooky
Yeah.
season.